Hello everyone, I'm Yuji Igarashi from Fujifilm. We're in Prague, a city that represents the rich history and culture of Europe. Prague is one of the few places in the world with over 1,000 years of history. It's a city where you'll find a stunning blend of historical and modern architecture, from medieval Romanesque through to contemporary architecture, often referred to as the City of 100 Spires. Today, here in beautiful Prague, we're thrilled to introduce the latest addition to the GFX series. The new product inherits our history of photographic film and film cameras, combining the latest technology with innovative design to bring a fresh appeal to the GFX series. Please stay with us till the end. Now, let's start Summit Prague 2025. We're here at the Prague main train station. Starting from this station, where many travelers come and go, we'll be exploring the beautiful city of Prague while introducing our new product. Today, we'll announce a new GFX, which is the most compact and lightweight model we've ever made within the category. This new addition brings the exceptional image quality that the GFX series is known for, even closer to you. In pursuit of both functionality and design, this product provides a premium experience for everyday moments like snapshots and travel photography. This is the FUJIFILM GFX100RF. The GFX100RF is the first fixed lens camera in the GFX series. The RF stands for rangefinder style fixed lens. Talking about rangefinder style fixed lens camera, we have the X100 series. With regard to the latest model X106, it has been extremely popular since the launch last year, leading to multiple increases in production. The main attractions of the X100 series lies in its refined design through elaborate manufacturing process and high portability. Plus, because it is a fixed lens camera, it's easy for a photographer with any type of gear to use it as a secondary camera. The GFX100RF brings the similar concept of the X100 series to GFX. We want more people to experience the astounding large format image quality. It's a camera which brings an entirely new value to the users and expands the possibilities of the GFX series. The most notable feature is its body design as the smallest and lightest model in the GFX series, weighing only 735 grams. This makes it lighter than the previous lightest model, the GFX50R body. It's even lighter than the XT5 with its XF 16 to 50 millimeter standard lens kit, which is one of the most popular kits in the X series. The GFX100RF is equipped with the latest devices, delivering exceptional expression and high performance in a remarkably portable body. For the first fixed lens camera in the GFX series, we developed a new dedicated lens, the 35mm f4. Its focal length is equivalent to 28mm in the 35mm format, offering a versatile field of view. Combined with its portability, the camera supports highly agile shooting style. There is so much more to tell you, but the true value of this camera can't be fully described through specifications alone. I want to share the impressions of those who have actually used it. Let's hear from a photographer based here in Prague.
Dobrý den, Yuchi.
Dobrý den, David.
Nice to meet you.
So would you introduce yourself to everyone?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. I'm David Gaberle, a photographer based in Prague, and I usually focus on street photography here in the city. The GFX100RF is truly an exciting camera, and since you've come all this way to our beautiful city, and because this camera is so portable and perfect for snapshots and street photography and travel photography, let's take it out onto the streets of Prague.
Sounds like a great idea.
Let's go. So Yuchi, welcome to Prague.
Thank you.
I'm really happy you're here, and I'd like to show you the city. It's a city of magic and culture and history. I'm only just discovering it for myself, really,
Right.
And I really hope you like the city.
Yeah, I'm already liking it a lot.
All right. One of my favorite parts about the camera is the compact body, but at the same time it's big enough that I can fit all of my fingers onto the camera. So it feels really comfortable to just walk around and hold it in my hands, and it doesn't feel like I'm carrying anything heavy. You can see that's like a business district over there.
Yeah, over there it looks a bit different. Yeah.
I live a little bit just behind that, actually. That was a really nice walk.
Yeah, thanks for the tour.
Thank you for coming along. Can I give you my impressions of the camera?
I love that.
I think I can summarize it in 3 points. The first one is I switched from a DSLR to an X100 in 2012 because it was so compact and useful for street photography. And eventually when this came out, but this is the first time I can have a camera and I can switch perspectives and still maintain really high resolution in the images, which is really exciting for street photography because I feel light and ready to shoot when I'm on the street. That's really useful because it's so compact and I don't have to carry any gear on me. The second point is the beautiful design of the camera, and I get excited just picking up the camera in the morning, which really helps because if I have to shoot every day, it's nice to have a tool that I can appreciate and that just kind of lights me up on a daily basis. And the first time I've ever used a lens hood in my life, probably, because it came with the camera and it just looks good on the camera. The third point is the large format sensor. I used to take pictures of people on the street, but eventually they were getting smaller and smaller and they disappeared from my photographs because I felt it was a little too aggressive. And so now I take pictures of small things that I see on the street. But because the image quality is so high, it feels like I'm giving a lot of importance to the small things. And that lines up with my life task or life goal where I want to appreciate small things in my life. And if I have a camera that can help me, I feel like I've found the perfect companion on that journey. So it's the first time that I'm actually using a camera and feel like I'm being taken care of, actually.
I see. Yeah, I guess I can ask for more about your impression. That's a great summary. Now, while we'd love to continue exploring Prague, we have TJ from our product planning team here in Czechia. Let's hear from him about the fusion of tradition and innovation. Take it away, TJ.
TJ!
Hello everyone, I'm TJ from FUJIFILM, Assistant Manager of GFX Series Product Planning. I'm now at the library near Prague. There are lots of books, and I believe many of them are written about the history and tradition of Prague. While our history doesn't span over 1,000 years like Prague, FUJIFILM has contributed to the development of photographic culture as a leading company in the photography industry since its foundation in 1934. The GFX100RF carries on this legacy from the film era and represents our new challenge. Now, let's invite a photographer who has been a dedicated user of both X and GFX series. Jonas, please join us.
Hi TJ.
Hey Jonas.
What a nice library, huh?
Yeah, very nice place.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. I'm Jonas Durask, a photographer based out of Denmark. It's such an honor to be part of this X Summit as a long-time user of the X series and GFX series.
My pleasure. So Jonas, can you tell us about your impression on the GFX100RF?
I mean, finally I have this compact rangefinder style camera that I really love. I really love the fact that you can always get really into the scene and you can have the camera to your eye and still be very immersed in the scene and always use the right hand to operate all the dials and functions. It makes a lot of sense when you're out and really into the scene, so you can photograph everything on the street, just like a lot of street photographers has done over the course of many years.
Thank you, Jonas. We value the feeling of dial operation and immersive experience during shooting. To enhance these experiences, the GFX100RF features a high magnification and high resolution EVF. With 0.84 times magnification and 5.76 million dots, the same as the GFX100S2. It achieves an ideal rangefinder style without any compromise to quality, while maintaining a compact form. In addition to the EVF, it has new 3.15-inch, 2.1 million dot LCD monitor. With this monitor, we have optimized the OSD with features such as icons to fit to the 3:2 aspect ratio, which really help you to focus more on shooting.
That's fantastic. The EVF is amazing. I mean, the high resolution and the great responsiveness, it really makes for that immersive shooting that I was talking about. But TJ, I really like this digital teleconverter lever, where you can easily crop between 45 millimeter, 63 millimeter, and even 80 millimeter. And right next to it, you have the lever that shows the surround view, so you can easily get a feel of what's going on outside of your frame. This is something new to the GFX. I don't think I've seen it before. But my favorite is this dial right here.
I knew you'd love it. This is the aspect ratio dial, which introduced for the first time. Instead of selecting aspect ratios from the camera menu as before, we designed this dial for intuitive switching. Since its founding, FUJIFILM has contributed to photographic culture by offering various film and film camera formats. While our generation, who grew up with digital technologies, may have fewer opportunities to choose an analog format, we instinctively experience aspect ratios through smartphone photos, videos, and see them on social media posts. Respecting these traditions and characteristics, we aim to elevate aspect ratio selection beyond a simple function, turning it into a creative experience through dial operations. And of course, the performance of the high-resolution 102 megapixel sensor contributes to this feature. This is our homage to photography culture, presenting a new legacy with advanced technologies and design. With the GFX100RF, we've expanded the aspect ratio options from 7 to 9, adding 17 by 6 and 3 by 4 formats, all accessible via the dedicated dial.
Wow, TJ, that's fantastic. But as a photographer that really likes analog aspect ratio photography, I have something really special I want to show you. Come on.
Sure. Wow.
So TJ, here are some of my favorite Fujifilm film cameras.
Cool.
This one I actually bought secondhand in Japan in 2018. It's probably my favorite film camera.
I know, it's TX1, launched in 1998, and I know, often you use it.
I like shooting the panoramic format. When you shoot the panoramic format, I often find that it can be very hard and you often get to overload the frame with information. But sometimes it actually helps if you subtract all of the elements in the frame, making it nice and minimalistic. Just keeping the frame minimal is very important. I like when I go out shooting, I put it to 65 by 24 to just get into the whole panoramic scene mindset, because it's very different when you go shooting that way. You see the scene a bit differently. And this is the GA645.
Yeah, it's the world's first medium format camera with autofocus, which launched in 1995.
With this camera, again, it has the 3:4 aspect ratio incorporated into it. I really like when you do portraits that you can actually connect with your subject. And one way to do that is by not having to go like this, but you can actually hold the camera horizontally and then put it to one eye. You still have exact eye contact with your model. Maybe I can do your portrait?
Sure, of course.
Okay, so what I would do is I would actually set it into the 3:4 mode, and then as you can see, I can easily just still communicate with you, and you can see my eye directly, which means it's much easier for me to communicate a feeling to you. So maybe look directly at me and let me have a smile, maybe? Perfect, man.
Thank you. And Jonas, this is Fujifilm's first analog camera, the Fujica 6, released in 1948. It's 6:6 format, which offers the square photos.
I must say, I love shooting in 1:1. And of course, it's also in the GFX100RF. At first, the 1:1 format is very popular due to the format being used in social media. But also, it's been used on album covers and the likes. But it's actually a very, very hard format to master, because composition within a square frame can either be very tricky or downright hard. So I often find that placing the subject center or actually really playing around with the rule of thirds can actually help with this. But it's that challenge that I really love. It shouldn't be easy all the time, so that's why you practice. But TJ, I really think that the user experience is so important with the GFX100RF. I mean, in a world of smartphone photography, the user experience of using a proper camera really stands out. The aspect ratio dial is the perfect example of this. It's a tactile experience that's unique to this camera. You cannot get it anywhere else. I think it's all about great product design that really conveys the love for photography.
Yes, design is truly a crucial element. The GFX100RF is a bold and innovative model for Fujifilm, which is why it incorporates many new design challenges and ideas. Thank you, Jonas, for joining today.
Thank you so much.
It was a precious moment for us. Now, let's hear from the product designer based in Japan.
こんにちは、デザインセンターの兵藤です。今回 GFX100RF のプロダクトデザインを担当しました。このカメラを開発するにあたり、カメラを単なる道具としてだけではなく、所有する喜びや趣味性の象徴として捉えました。これは X シリーズ、特に初代 X100 から継承されている哲学になぞらえます。高付加価値の商品としてデザインや外観でユーザーの皆様に満足していただけるよう細部にまでこだわっています。もちろん小型軽量というコンパクト性を目指しましたが、単に小さく軽くするだけではなく、ボディの輪郭は昔ながらの中盤カメラの雰囲気をまといつつ、手に持った時に重厚感のある写真機らしい感覚を残すことを意識しています。そして特筆すべきは、当社初の試みとしてカメラの軍艦部分を一つの金属の塊から削り出すという加工方法を採用しました。軍艦部分のエッジはかつてないほどにシャープで、無垢な金属から生み出された精密さを感じさせます。さらにレンズやダイヤルなどの操作部、底面プレート、ホットシューカバーから電池蓋に至るまでアルミ素材を用い、カメラ全体を通して金属の持つ質感を最大限に引き出した仕上がりになっています。カメラ正面に並ぶダイヤル類はまるで一本のシリンダーが入っているかのように精巧で、 GFX100RF を象徴するダイヤルとなっています。もちろん部品の加工精度のみならず、操作をした時のトルク感も念入りに調整をしています。またブラック、シルバーモデルの色味の出し方を含めて X100 シリーズと比べてもより一層の高級感を意識しています。 GFX100RF を手に取った時に高付加価値の商品として満足していただけるプロダクトデザインを実現しました。写真とカメラを愛するすべての人に自信を持って届けたい商品です。
Thank you, Hyodo-san. Hello everyone, I'm Makoto Oishi, Senior Manager of GFX Series Product Planning. Now, I'm in Cafe Serabia, where many artists and writers were gathered. As Hyodo-san said, the camera itself is really beautiful and has practical functionalities as well. The GFX100RF achieves remarkable downsizing while maintaining the highest image quality, thanks to the newly developed and specially designed lens. As a fixed lens compact camera, the GFX100RF has a leaf shutter, which enables us to reduce back focus distance from the sensor. However, it's not enough. If we would develop the same structure lens unit as X106, the camera must be bigger because its larger sensor size. Please take a look. This is the GFX100RF lens unit. As it has a larger sensor size, the rear lens element on the sensor surface will be huge. But with its optimal lens and mechanical design, we've achieved the smallest body in GFX history. Of course, there is no compromise to the image quality. The fixed lens design gives us more flexibility in optical design. And two aspherical lens elements suppress spherical aberration and field curvature in compact lens design. Also, we've developed a new advanced nano GI coating optimized for high curvature element to minimize reflection. Compared to the GF30mm f3.5 lens, which has similar focal length and f-stop, it can deliver the same level of clear and sharp image. The minimum focus distance is just 20 cm from the lens front. We want everybody to enjoy the large format depth of field and beautiful bokeh. Now, let's hear from a photographer who used the GFX100RF. Liam, please come in.
Hi Makoto.
Hi.
Hi everyone, I'm Liane Olvach and I'm a documentary photographer from South Africa, and I'm really excited to be here today to share my impressions of the new GFX100RF and to also show you a project that I created with this amazing new camera.
Thank you for you're coming to Prague today, and congratulations about your winning of the World Press Photo Story of the Year 2024.
Thank you, Makoto. Since winning the World Press Photo Story of the Year in 2024, I was introduced to the GFX system as a prize, and it's made me fall in love with photography all over again. I was really privileged to use the new GFX100RF to continue my long-term project in Zanzibar, and I'd love to show you what I'm able to do with this little camera. Come with me.
Yeah. Wow.
So mwani is a Swahili word for seaweed, and it's also the name of a long-term project I've been working on with a collective of women, of female seaweed farmers in Zanzibar. The women farm seaweed in tune with the moon and the tides, and they combine science and indigenous knowledge to create incredible skincare.
Yeah.
There's something else that's really magical that happens at low tide. As the ocean pulls back, the seaweed farms are revealed. Unfortunately, there's only one day a month that this happens at sunrise, and as a photographer, I knew that this was the moment I wanted to be there. We traveled all the way to Zanzibar and waited patiently for this moment, and I was really, really impressed by the weather-resistant accessories helping me to get the shot, even though I was up to a year in salty seawater. I had really good trust in the equipment, and even though I'm new to the Fujifilm family, because the camera is so user-friendly and intuitive, it was really easy to use, even in this moment where I was pressed for time to get the perfect shot. But it gets even better. Let me show you. The digital teleconverter level gives you 3 more fields of view.
Yeah, it's 45, 63, and 80 equivalent to GF lens field of view.
Exactly, and as a storyteller, when you work in an environment like this where you're deep in the ocean, you can't carry a lot of lenses, so you need the versatility of different options. And I think it's amazing that you can go from a wide-angle environmental portrait like we just saw to an incredibly close-up detail shot where the large format sensor retains all the detail going from the area in focus at the top all the way down to deep into the water. And as a storyteller, I love the fact that you can use this tool, that it's so versatile and compact, and that you can do all of that storytelling with this.
Yeah, let's go.
Next, I would like to show you one of my favorite images from the project.
Yes, please.
This is an environmental portrait of the Mwani mamas in the mangrove forests on Uzi Island. And to me, this is particularly special because the new GFX100RF, the wide-angle lens, enables me to focus on portraiture, but still to reveal the environment that the women work and exist in. And for this image in particular, it was really important because even though Zanzibar is known as a tropical paradise and tourists love going there, it's also one of the places in the world that has the highest rates of deforestation. They're very much at risk with climate change in terms of the ocean temperatures rising and also the water levels rising. So these women not only act as guardians of the ocean, but also as the guardians of the forest. And what I really, really love about this image is the incredible detail that the large format sensor is giving me, where the women are the focus point of the image.
Yep.
And I love how incredibly confident and empowered they look. But then looking closer, you can see the beautiful detail in the forest, in the reflection in the water. And the image just gives me so much. And as a storyteller, that's what I want. I really feel like this is the best tool for storytelling. And I've loved working with this camera on this long-term project. And I'm very, very happy with the results that I've gotten from it.
It's a great story. So let's have a seat.
I want to share some of my favorite features of this camera, the first being the compact nature, making it so easy to photograph in intimate environments. I loved photographing the women at home and being able to carry the camera on my body and going from having a conversation to seeing these special intimate moments and being able to capture that.
Okay, so by the way, the GFX100RF doesn't support IBIS or OIS. Some may be concerned about the 35mm wide-angle lens with f4 aperture. We believe it is the best balance between size, weight, focal length, and performance. But I'm interested in your honest feedback, so could you share your thought on this?
I was very curious about this because as a photographer, I generally hate using tripods, and for the entire project I worked in different lighting conditions. I always work handheld, and even at really slow shutter speeds, the camera performed really well and I always got a crisp image. I also love the incredible depth of field that I'm getting from f4 even when using the digital teleconverter level, and it's just remarkable to see the quality of the images and the beautiful fall off I'm getting on the images.
Thank you. I really appreciate your feedback.
Thank you, Makoto. I truly believe that this camera will make large format the standard for documentary storytelling.
Yeah, it's an incredible message for me. Now, let's pass the baton to Yuji.
Thank you, Makoto and Leanne. So, this is a fixed lens design. It's also important to note that this camera is the first GFX camera to feature a leaf shutter system. Since the release of the GFX50S in 2017, we've received requests for high-speed flash synchronization. Due to the large size of the focal plane shutter, there are limitations when shooting with flash. However, with this leaf shutter system, flash photography during the day is now possible at any shutter speed. Additionally, the built-in ND filter, up to 4 stops, further enhances shooting flexibility. Today, we're at a beautiful historic villa in Prague. We'd like to do a demo shoot using the flash on the GFX100RF here. Stan, over to you.
Thank you, Eugene. Ciao.
Ciao, Stano.
Hello, everyone. I'm Stanislav Petera, a commercial photographer based in Prague. I've also wanted to use the GFX series with a high shutter speed and flash for many years. Today, I'd like to photograph a ballerina to match with the beautiful setting of this villa. Let's go ahead and do the demo shoot. Raz, dva, tři, pojď. Ale je to nádherný, super. Raz, dva, tři, pojď. A pokřtuju zadní ruku trošku. Raz, dva, tři, pojď. Krásný, paráda. Raz, dva, tři. Ještě jednou. Raz, dva, tři, pojď. To, ty vole, ty jsi dobrá. If you look at the dress, I believe it's very sharp as well. We captured all the detail.
Looks very sharp.
It is so sharp.
What's the shutter speed setting here?
It's actually 1/500, which means that I can use the full power of the flash to mute down the daylight, which is something that wasn't possible before because the sync speed was 1/125, but now this camera opens entire new possibilities for photographers.
Thank you, Stan.
Sure, my pleasure.
Thanks, that was great.
Thank you.
Through the evolution of the GFX series, we will continue to pursue the full potential of large format photography. In fact, we have been working on a major project in Europe using the GFX series in 2024. Silvia from FUJIFILM Italia, who has been leading this project, is currently in Prague. So let's hear from her.
Hello everyone, I'm Silvia from FUJIFILM Italia, and today I'm here in one of the most beautiful theater in the heart of Prague. I'm really excited to share an incredible project we have been working with a GFX series this year. So now let me introduce the photographer, Giulio Di Sturco. Giulio is an award-winning photographer, and we're very excited to have him here today.
Thank you so much, Silvia. Hi everyone, I'm Giulio Di Sturco, a documentary photographer based in Arles, France. I've been working on a project that is perfect for this magnificent theater, and I love to share it with you.
Now let's have a seat and tell me more about your project.
Of course. In 2024, I've been documenting space facilities across Europe with a project called Anthoropocosmos, focusing on the growing interest in space exploration in recent years. This project was shot at locations like Airbus in France, where you can actually see the future being built, Thales Alenia Space in Turin, Lunares in Poland, and Estec in the Netherlands, among many other locations. These facilities are usually not open to general public. I believe the GFX truly helped to capture the real essence of these amazing locations.
Wow, that's impressive. So Giulio, you have been working for over 20 years in the field of documentary photography, and you won for 3 times the World Press Photo Award. Speaking about image quality today, how do you consider the GFX system quality?
Since I grew up shooting with medium format film cameras, I had high expectation for the GFX quality. However, when I actually started to shoot with the GFX system, I was blown away by the quality of the images. For example, take a look at this raw file. It's rich, there is so much flexibility, and you can see all the details in the low light.
Wow.
This is something unique to the GFX series. For example, take a look at this photo. The detail, the depth, the color, the dynamic range, the quality is in a whole different league.
Amazing, Giulio. So glad that you like the GFX system high quality. Could you share also some impression about the new camera, the GFX100RF, that has been announced today?
Yes, for sure. When I used the GFX100II, my approach was to set it on a tripod, carefully compose, and taking time to finalize the shot. But the GFX100RF has completely changed my workflow, while maintaining the same high image quality. Being a fixed lens camera, I can immediately focus on shooting without worrying about changing lens. And it's compact and lightweight. I can easily carry it in my bag. For example, look, I can take it out of my pocket and start shooting right away.
Wow, that was very fast.
I can capture every detail of this magnificent theater without missing any information. I can easily carry it around and shoot casually, yet the image quality is just as impressive as the GFX100II. It's really unbelievable. Also, the autofocus is fast and precise. With the subject detection feature, I was able to shoot running horses while keeping perfect focus. It's hard to believe that we can shoot this smoothly with a large format camera now.
Yeah, actually, thanks to the latest device and algorithm, the GFX100RF for autofocus performance is very high. But there were also new challenges to improve autofocus with the compact design. When lenses are made too compact, it can affect both image quality and autofocus. This is because the narrow angle of light entering the lens is sometimes insufficient for face detection autofocus. But now, with the GFX100RF, we fine-tuned the autofocus algorithm specifically for this camera. Thanks to the X Processor 5, we maximize face detection autofocus performance.
I always dreamed about a large format camera that is easy to use. No matter how good the image quality is, it's meaningless if I can only use it in a studio. I was looking for a camera that I could easily take outside and shoot with the best quality.
Yeah, and I believe that this camera will really change the possibility for documentary photography.
Yes, for sure. Now I have this compact and incredible camera. I would like to use GFX100RF to continue my future project.
And we are looking forward to see the next project. Thank you, Giulio, for today.
Thank you so much, Silvia.
Yuji, I'm really excited that we are here at the X Summit with so many well-known photographers joining us. But since we are in Prague, in the Czechia, I would like to show you the work of another photographer who comes from here, who's well respected, and his name is Josef Koudelka.
Yes, of course.
Yuji, since we are at this beautiful exhibition, I would like to introduce you to a man from Josef Koudelka's foundation. This is Jonathan.
Hi, Yuji.
Nice to meet you, Jonathan.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Jonathan. Could you tell us a little bit about Josef Koudelka's work?
Sure. Josef Koudelka is a Czech-French photographer based here in Prague. And he's one of the great representatives of the poetic and humanistic tradition that dominated European photography in the 20th century. Here we're visiting the exhibition entitled Ruins, which was the result of over 25 years of Josef's work traveling to over 200 sites along the Mediterranean. And this work is really focused on the effect of civilization, and you see the hand of man everywhere in the photographs, even when people aren't present.
These human-scale panoramic prints are amazing. And this is his favorite 6x17, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. In 1986, he was asked to participate in a project called Datar, which was to photograph landscapes in France. And he saw the 6x17 Fuji camera sitting on the table and said, maybe I'd like to try that. Can I borrow it for a week? Mm-hmm. And he took it out and started photographing. And that started an entirely new phase of photography in his life from 1986, where he then photographed mostly with the Fuji 617 panoramic camera.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they are so all amazing. And I hope he would like this new camera, which has the aspect ratio, including the 6x17, which you can choose from.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
What I find fascinating is actually at his age, he still upgrades his technology. And I hope I can stay this fresh, and I hope photography and hopefully this camera helps me along the way.
Well, as Josef has repeatedly said, the change of the format that he made in 1986 was absolutely essential for staying fresh and looking at things in a new way. So I think it's a very positive thing.
That's quite inspirational. I really enjoyed the 4:3 format, but I think when I get bored of it, maybe I'll just turn the button and switch to a different one.
To panoramic. Yeah. Well, David, Yuji, it was a great pleasure to welcome you here for the exhibition. Thank you for coming.
The pleasure is ours, and we really appreciate the opportunity to talk to Mr. Koudelka directly. So let's hear what he has to say.
I started to photograph panoramic camera with was your Fuji camera. And I got this camera in '86. And this is my principal change in my photography. Yeah, that I will have to change my mind. You composition, you think all the time. But if the frame change, you have to change the composition for the frame. Yeah. So Israel project was done completely with Fuji camera. I knew that it is easy to change the things with digital camera, more easy than with the film camera. But it was my last project which was done completely on the film. And in fact, I must say, many photographers stop to photograph, but I didn't stop to photograph because I started use panoramic camera. I realized that I can do something different, and in fact, that it will help me to continue with the photographing. You made a fantastic camera. I think it's going to be very successful because people are going to discover they can do something what look different. I don't consider myself as anything exceptional. I think anybody can do what I did. The secret is that your good photographer is normally the one who has good eyes. Of course, photography completely changed my life. What I give to photography is just a little part what photography gave to me. If somebody wants to do my type of photography, my advice is to buy good shoes. Good shoes. And walk and look around. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Let's recap the GFX100RF, which we announced today. It will be available in two colors, black and silver. GFX100RF will be priced at $4,899. The stock will be available from April. depending on the country or region. Now, let's move on to an update regarding our partnerships.
Hello, my name is Joumana El Zain Khouri. I'm the Executive Director of World Press Photo. World Press Photo is a foundation. It exists this year is our 70th-year anniversary, so it exists since 1955. And actually, in all of the work of World Press Photo in the archive, you can see the history of humanity through the photos that the photojournalists have been taking from around the world. We're very proud to have as a main sponsor, FUJIFILM since last year. Last year was our first time to see how we work together, and it's been a very fruitful collaboration and sponsorship. Not only were we lucky enough to be able to receive cash and financial sponsorship, but I think what was even more special was the sponsorship that we got in kind, because it was done on the one hand for the printing of our exhibition, and on the other hand giving cameras to our global winners. And we actually both represent also the industry of photojournalism and documentary photography. So FUJIFILM from the technical part, and us from the promotion part, and putting the stories of these photographers and sharing them with as many people as possible. So this year, 2025, as I mentioned before, is a special year for World Press Photo because it's our 70th-year anniversary. And with that, and together with the support of FUJIFILM, we will be printing again the exhibition together and going to even more locations around the world. So it will also show that FUJIFILM supports, just like World Press Photo supports the developments in the photo industry for many, many years.
In 2025, we will strengthen our partnership with the World Press Photo Foundation even further. With the rapid growth of generative AI, verifying the authenticity of images has become an important issue. To support photojournalism, we joined C2PA and CAI in May 2024. Now, we have developed a workflow online using encryption technology. By utilizing content credentials from the CAI, users will be able to check the authenticity and history of the image. While this method is still in the testing phase, we will continue refining it to offer the solution in the near future. Now, we must not forget the significant partnership we have in the world of fine art photography.
こんにちは。京都グラフィーの共同代表を務める中西です。京都グラフィーは1000年を超える歴史と伝統が根付き、今もなお最先端の文化を発信する京都を舞台に、アートとしての写真の可能性を追求する世界有数の写真祭です。今年の京都グラフィー2025は4月12日から5月11日の期間でヒューマニティをテーマに京都市各地で世界的なアーティストの作品を展示します。富士フィルムには今年のメインプログラムの一つである世界中の記載をドキュメントした甲斐慶次郎氏の展示をサポートいただきます。さらに今年はメインプログラムの会場で GFX チャレンジグラントプログラム2023のグループ展を同時に開催。また京都グラフィーと連携共同開催を行う次世代の才能発掘を目指す KG プラスの理念に賛同いただく形で、今年も KG プラスディスカバリーアワード2025 by 富士フィルムでも支援をいただきます。本日富士フィルムスクエアで KG プラスディスカバリーアワード2024を受賞した青木博氏の作品を展示しています。中央アフリカを舞台に撮影された素晴らしい作品で、実に見応えのある展示です。2025年も KG プラスディスカバリーアワードを通じた素晴らしい才能との出会いを楽しみにしています。我々京都グラフィーは富士フィルムとともに世界中のアーティストを応援し、素晴らしい作品を皆様へお届けする予定です。今年の春はぜひ京都へお越しください。写真を通じた最高のアート体験を用意してお待ちしています。
Thank you so much, Yusuke. Through our partnership, we have supported creators around the world. In 2025, we aim to provide more support. As part of this initiative, winners of the World Press Photo Contest and the KG Plus Discovery Award, both supported by Fujifilm, will receive a special prize package that includes the newly announced GFX100RF. By supporting photographers and those who will shape the future of photography, we are committed to contributing to the growth and evolution of photography culture. Finally, we have one more thing to let you know today. Last November, we announced the development of the FUJIFILM GFX100RF, a camera designed for filmmaking. Since then, we have received overwhelming feedback and have been working to meet our customers' expectations. In fact, we used this prototype to film parts of the X Summit here in Prague. Let us show you the film we made. How did you find it? It showcases a rich tonality and three-dimensional feel that only a large format camera can deliver. We will accelerate the development for the official launch, so please stay tuned for further updates. Now we'll conclude today's X Summit. But before we go, we have an event announcement for our viewers in Czechia.
Thank you, Yuji. Hello everyone, I am Jaroslav, National Sales Manager at Fujifilm Czech. We are thrilled that Prague was chosen as the venue for this global product announcement among all the cities in the world. On this weekend, March 22nd and 23rd in Prague, we are hosting the public event Fujikina Prague 2025 to let everyone enjoy our new product. The event will be held in the central railway station in Prague. You will enjoy a lot of excitement through camera and photography during the event. Please join us. We are looking forward to seeing you in Prague.
Hey guys, I know it was a long day, but we forgot something. We should toast to the new product.
I like that idea.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Yuji. Let's enjoy and savor this moment.
Thank you all for joining today. Na zdraví.
Na zdraví.